Hi there and welcome to another episode of Nathan's Beer Reviews. Today I'm going to be looking at the Byron Brewery's Hazy 1 Pale Lager. Brewed by the Byron Brewery under license from the Lion Nathan Company, or just Lion as they're known now, who are owned by Kirin, the Japanese brewer, who are owned in turn by Mitsubishi, who we all know for making cars and air conditioners and all Japanese electrical products. So in essence, this is a macro craft beer. It says on the can, comes in this 330 ml can, very colourful, white and dark blue with light blue around the top and an orange trim around the description of the beer. So they describe this as a twist on an Australian lager. This one is a little cloudy with a fresh, fruity, floral touch, just perfect after a dip. Now, this is originally, as I said, from the Byron Brewery, Byron Bay, northern New South Wales. Byron Bay is a small country town, I suppose you could call it, right up in the Northern Rivers region of New South Wales, just south of the Queensland border. When I was 18, I took a trip up to Byron Bay. It's a lovely little coastal town, great for holidays. To visit my old man who was living up there at the time. And I was at the time very new to beer, 18 years old. 18 is the legal drinking age in Australia. And up there they had the Byron Bay Brewery, which I'm pretty sure is this one. And they had a Byron Bay Blonde. Now at the time I was a big pure blonde drinker. I was fresh 18. I didn't really know what I was drinking. Something inoffensive, something, you know, the pure blonde, which is brewed by Carlton in the United States, a shadow on what it used to be. Maybe it wasn't a very good beer to begin with, but as an 18-year-old kid who was just new to drinking, it was alright. And they had a Byron Bay Blonde. Now, if I remember correctly, shortly after I got home from Byron Bay, I found out the Byron Bay Brewery got bought out by Lion, and all their products disappeared off shelves. A little bottle shop around the corner from mine used to stock the Byron Bay Blonde. And I hadn't heard of the Byron Bay Brewery right up until a couple of days ago when I picked this up at Dan Murphy's here in Casula in Sydney. And I think it's brewed by the same people. On the side, which is really annoying because they've got it in silver writing on the white part of the can. I don't think because of the sun glare it's going to pick up on it. But it said, for canning purposes, this beer is brewed outside of Byron Bay, brewed and canned at various locations around Australia by or under license from the Byron Bay Brewery, part of the Lion Group. So the Lion Group own Tui's, they own Forex, Castle Mine, they own several little craft breweries across Australia. So who knows really where this is brewed. But it's a hazy pale lager, a crafty pale lager, and I'm assuming this is their rebranded version of their Byron Bay Blonde from a few years back. Nearly a decade ago now. So yeah, it comes, sorry, not 330ml can. This is a 355 milliliter can. It's 4.4% alcohol by volume, coming in at 1.2 standard drinks a can. So it's about 35-40 degrees here in Sydney today. It's pretty warm. Just got home from work. Going to pour it into my Arundel Brewery pint glass, which makes its debut for this review. When I was in the UK a few years ago, we were in a lovely little English town in the south of England called Arundel. Maybe my English viewers will know it. A little craft brewery called the Arundel Brewery. And I picked up 3 of their beers, 3 of their main brewed beers, which I've drunk. And unfortunately I can't import because the Arundel Brewery doesn't sell outside of the UK. Maybe I'll send them an email and see if they can make an exception because I would love to be able to review them. Anyway, so yeah, so the beer's going to be poured into this pint glass. Let's get this can into a glass and review it. I've never had it before. Hello. Bit frothy, bit of a frothy opening, exploded a little bit there, all over my laptop. Joyous. So pretty lively. Into the glass it goes. Now it does say it's a hazy, so I'm guessing it's not filtered. So we're just going to try and shake up some sediment, if there is any sediment in the glass, and get the whole can, all of that gorgeous head into the glass. That'll have to do, I think. Alright guys, so it pours. Now, it is a bit glary. A very vibrant orange hazy colour. True to its name, it is a fairly hazy beer. Can't really see through it. And it pours a 2 to 3 finger of foamy white compacted head. And doesn't actually look too bad. It looks more of a pale ale than a lager. It's got medium carbonation flying up to the top. And looks, yeah, it's a very, vibrant orange sort of colour. The smell, grassy hops, grainy, white bready yeasts, bit of a citrusy floral hop aroma, like it does say on the can. And look, for a lager that's brewed by a macro craft beer, it actually smells quite refreshing. So much more refreshing than your standard Australian macros brewed by Lion Nathan. Yeah, bit fruity. Summertime fruits. Lemon, lime, citrus. A little bit of mango maybe. A little bit of passion fruit. So it smells very refreshing on this very warm day. Let's dive in. Cheers, guys. Very refreshing for a lager. Light to medium carbonation. Really sweet caramelly style malts. Getting a citrus, tropical sort of fruit note to it. There's a really refreshing light bitterness throughout the mouthful of the beer. The mouthful is light to medium body. You know what? This is actually a pretty damn good lager. Very refreshing today on a hot day. Chuck a 6-pack of these in the esky and you're doing alright for yourself. Has a very nice dry finish to it. A natural bitter dry from the hops. Overall, actually a very nice lager. For a macro craft beer, they've actually done quite well. Looks like Lion haven't really imparted too much influence upon the brewery, which is nice to see. There are some macro breweries that when they take over craft brewers, they just go, look, we want to make money off you, like lots and lots of money. This is what we want from your product. This is what we demand. And they essentially just ruin a bunch of good beers. But it looks like they've left the Byron Brewery to their own devices here. I'm pretty sure there's no affiliation with Stonewood, who are also based out of Byron Bay. I think these guys are just outside of Byron. It's a fairly sweet beer, but it's very refreshing. It's well balanced. It's clean. It's crisp. It's everything you would expect from a lager, be it macro or craft brewed. Really nice bitterness. It's not overly bitter. I don't know what the IBUs on it are. Yeah, it doesn't really say anything more than what I've shown you on the can. What am I going to rate it? I think it's a very good beer. It's very refreshing. It's warmed up a fair bit since I've been standing it here for the last 10 minutes. I'm going to give it an A- for a lager. It's very fresh. It's very fruity. Well, not overly fruity, but it's very floral. It's very refreshing, has a nice dry bitterness, and it's an excellent lager. It's much better than any of the big macros. So if you see this on your shelves, give it a try at your local Dan Murphy's BWS. I think that's probably where it's going to be sold. Like I said, I picked it up at Dan Murphy's, but if you see it around, give it a go, especially this summer. And yeah, cheers. Thanks, guys. See you in the next review.